Hello, this is Todd and Ingrid Pickett from Love First 365, and we are coming to you guys just to have some talks with some couples that we love that are dear to our hearts. We want to let the world know who we are and what we do. So we're here today with Ryan and Marcus Singleton. You guys introduce yourselves again and let us know where you live, how long you've been married, all that kind of stuff.
Thanks for having us. We are Marcus and Ryan Singleton. As you can see, we like to call ourselves the One Time Fam. That was a name given to me by one of my sergeants back in Alaska, and it just stuck because it resonates with us as being one. We are from Norfolk collectively, but I'm from DC and
I was born in Connecticut, raised in Norfolk, Virginia.
But yeah, we've been married for 21 years now. We say that, and people, they're like, what? But yeah, we've been married 21 years, blessed to be together for this long. We have a beautiful family of 5. We have 3 kids. Oldest is 21. Soon to be 22, Renaya. She's in college at Virginia Union now. My middle daughter, she'll be going into a senior next year. She's 17 right now, Makari, and we just looking for great things in her. She is a bright light, a very bright light, and I think she's gonna go on to do some positive things. And we have our last of the Mohican crew, my guy Deuce, we can call him, but he's named after me, Marcus, and he is 14. He is stellar kid in the classroom, on the football field, the track, anything he put his hands to, he is that guy. So we are who we are, the One Time Fam. And again, thanks for having us.
So where do you guys live currently?
Right now, we live in Dumfries, Virginia.
Mm-hmm. And how did you guys hear about Love First?
I got that. So I've known Ingrid all my life. She is my cousin. And I met Todd, obviously, when they got married. So that's how we met you guys. But as far as Love First, we just kind of watched on the side as you guys started helping and mentoring other couples. It's been a long time, I know. And actually, we did like a little premarital session with you guys like a day before we got married. And then we had to revisit you guys several years into our marriage because we didn't know how to live with each other. Because as Marcus mentioned earlier, he was in the Army, and that kept us separate for a long time in our marriage. So once we had Deuce and moved to the DMV area, we just decided that we wanted to get with you guys and try to make some things better in our relationship.
So what was going on in your relationship? How far have you come? What hurdles have you overcome?
I'll say one of our biggest hurdles was communication, and that played a big, and still does, but in the past it played a bigger role in us not understanding and listening to each other. So we didn't hear each other's from the heart. We just heard our words with it, and it came across hurtful at times. So and that kind of pushed both of us away, brought in infidelities and things that we kind of hurt us deep at the core. But we first had to see the root of it, where it come from. And right. And once we got the understanding of that, with the help of you guys, things, it's still a process, because it takes a process to get to the greatness of things. So it's still a process of just being open in our communication, and when we having struggles to come to you guys, and most importantly, come to each other to come together. So
tell me about your childhoods, your fathers.
My dad.
How that affected your marriage? How did that
Oh.
affected you as people?
I think for me, I just had a lot of maybe secret hurts that I didn't really speak too much about. Abandonment issues. I never really understood why my dad wasn't around. But it also made me hard and not want to let people in all the way, because if I let you in, you'll hurt me. It's just kind of how I operated. And so I just was tough on the outside, but really, really soft on the inside. So that really made communicating difficult at times, because my bark was always so loud and harsh. But really on the inside, I just, didn't really even know how to deal with it, because I never really had, like, I didn't know what it looked like to have a man in the house all the time. And we came into our marriage with a child. So I never knew what it really looked like to have a man be present for your child. But then, as I stated before, due to the military, we were separate. So that caused like resentment and stuff like that. And all of that kind of took me back to my own childhood and not wanting those same things to be repeated in my marriage and with my children.
Gotcha.
And for me, it was, my dad, he wasn't really there. So, he didn't show me, really how to be a husband or a father. I did have a male figure around, but it wasn't, in a very positive light of, how to treat my wife or how to treat my kids. And so, that kind of played a part in, like I said, getting to the root of why certain things were, or why certain things happen.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
Great, great. So tell us about the climb, guys. How was the climb? Where do you think was rock bottom, and then how did you climb?
Rock bottom was probably all of the secrets of the infidelity coming out. Not only but it came out segmented. So it came out a little bit, but when we had to like sit in a room and tell all of our dirty little secrets to not only you guys, but your mentors, to try to help us to get to the root of it, was very, very, that was my rock bottom moment. For me, that was rock bottom.
I remember that.
I want to say,
bottom for
I'm really very proud of you guys, how you both came into that situation and said, here's everything.
Yeah.
Like you just abandoned yourselves and put everything on the table, because you just wanted to like not have this secret have control over our lives anymore. And let's just put it all out there. And you guys were young at that time, right?
Yeah.
You did an excellent job of just putting everything out there. I'm really proud of how you guys handled that.
Thank you. Oh gosh, that still kind of is. Yeah. I still remember that moment.
It was a lot. It was a lot, but you guys really fought for each other. I mean, if fought for each other was a person of people, is y'all. Seriously, and you keep doing it, even with all of the trauma and drama. You guys really fought for each other, and then you started having kids. And I remember the third time, you were like, you came to us and said, "Well, we think we want to have another kid." All right, go ahead.
All right,
go ahead and do that. But you guys have done it like in a way where it was kind of planned but not planned, and you know what I mean. It was really good. But yeah, go ahead on, Marcus. What do you feel about, or Ryan, if you want to finish about the climb?
I say about the climb, it's an ongoing battle, and as long as you're willing to fight, what I'm saying, regardless of anything, and you gotta have the mindset, your issues are always gonna come, because neither one of us are perfect. However, if we lead love first with everything we do, we'll be all right. You know what I'm saying? We'll be mad for a little bit. We'll be mad. You know what I'm saying? But eventually we'll get over it, because, you know, we're trying to, at the same time, we're trying to build a legacy, you know, break off some of those generational curses that we have, you know, where our, you know, parents getting remarried or not being together. Like, we don't want none of that for our kids. You know, we want them to see, you know, we can go through dysfunction. However, we're going to stand by each other, you know what I'm saying? And we're going to keep pushing forward.
Yeah. I just realized that Marcus also is my best friend. And I feel like because he is really my best friend, like, I don't want to not have him be in my life. Like, so for that, I'm just like, bro, I might want to, you know, we might need to scrap, you know, we might have to do that, but we're going to scrap in the nicest way possible, because I also understand that my words can cut really deep, and I don't want to be the one to inflict that kind of pain on my best friend and the person that I really want to ride this crazy thing we call life and parenthood and woman. You know, he's part of my womanhood and I'm part of his manhood, and you know, we have businesses together, and you know, I didn't necessarily want to be a coach's wife, but here we are. You know, I didn't necessarily want to open my life the way I've had to open my life, but because this is what my husband desires and my friend desires, and he really wants to be a change in people's lives, then that means we all got to get on board and do so. So that's what we're going to do.
I love
it. What is it, Ryan, that you have learned about yourself? What was the aha moment and what you needed to change?
I had to stop identifying myself through my husband and my children.
Oh, that's good.
I felt like that's all I was Marcus's wife and Renee Macari and Deuce's mom. And I had to figure out who I was. That was important because that's also important to my husband and my kids. And most importantly, it's important to me because I bring things to the table without them. And I just didn't see that for a long, long time. I didn't understand that for a long time. I thought
you're a freaking genius for one thing. You're very funny and light and witty, and I love it. And I'm so proud of you. I really am. Marcus, what was the thing you needed to just change?
I had to change being prideful, you know, not knowing when to ask for help or, you know, something like that, because, you know, I came up, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, you know, I had a million figure, but I still was my own man at the same time, but I was still learning, you know, so I do a lot of boyish things. So it's like, I had to really become a man and really figure something out, put some pride aside, say, hey, sometimes I gotta cry to ask some help. You know, I'll sob for a little bit. I ain't no shame. Get it all out. But I mean, that's what sometimes it takes. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't mean that I'm weak. You know, that don't mean that I'm soft or nothing like that. But you know, we gotta be able to say, hey, we struggling, we need help.
Yeah, I love it.
All right. Well, I think that y'all did a good job. Thank you so much for having us.
You guys are awesome.
Look, thank you for having us.
Thank you guys so much. We
thank
really,
you, Marcus, for coming into my family.
I got a good one.
You got a good one, girl. And we are going to finish here. We thank you, Singltons. I call them the Singletons. Yes. But I love them. They're very close and dear to my heart. Their kids are close and dear to us. And they are champions when it comes to marriage. And we just wanted the world to see the Singltons.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, so you can follow Love First 365 on Facebook, Instagram, and the whole conversation will be on our YouTube channel. All of the information is going to be posted underneath this video. So thank you guys for joining us, and we'll be back next week. with another couple. Y'all stay tuned.
Love you guys. Bye.
All right. So what are y'all?